Hey everybody, Nick here. Welcome back to the channel. I just want to talk about how I probably had a little bit of regression on, I don't know, just living in this world. I kind of talked about in another video of how I'm not enjoying my human experience. And I don't know, I'm not depressed because I don't feel like hanging myself every day. But I do feel hopeless in most ways. I'm still learning how to accept the fact that this is the shithole that we live in. And all these systems that man or humanity has created was created essentially to control us, to bring us to our knees. But I'm just really sick of the lawlessness, the simple lack of empathy, the fact that you have to question everything. I mean, a lot of people don't. And I'm gonna talk about that in another video about questioning everything, but it can get really exhausting trying to decode and evaluate everything that goes on in this world and goes around you as well. Now, I've had people tell me, why do you live in Brazil? Why did you go there if it's so bad and this and that? Yeah, it can be bad at times, and it's quite overwhelming as well. Somebody who, I've been coming here for years, so for me, I don't like to use the word used to it because it's kind of like desensitizing my mind. And since I've had my awakening, it's become more like I've been able to magnify the shit, rather than just accepting it and just moving on. I'm able to look at it for what it really is. And that goes for every society. Brazil is just one place in the world, in this realm. But you really can see when you've magnified everything, how really shitty everything really is, and how distracted everybody is, and how sad and down everybody is, even though they don't like to let on that they are. Like, every once in a while I'll have one of these regressions. It's the same with like drinking. I haven't been drinking alcohol for almost 2 years. About a year and 9 months or 8 months. And at the beginning I would have sort of an urge to slip back into that frame of mind, the drinking lifestyle. Obviously I never did, but it was close. It's the same thing with this. With the whole seeing this reality for what it is, seeing this physical, quote unquote, physical world for what it really is. I was going to do a video about something else today, but this has been the forefront of my mind because it's just so surreal to see how much manipulation of perception there is in this world, which I believe is why there's so much violence and sadness and despair and desperation, suffering. I think it's caused a lot by this manipulation. I forget the term that it's used, but it's like a disharmony or an imbalance of these energetic fields. I got this from some of David Icke's teachings and research, and amongst others as well. I don't fully agree with David Icke on everything. I mean, I like most of his stuff, but sometimes, since I'm quite the misanthrope, I don't think he is very much. I can't justify saying that humanity deserves to go on and all that stuff and continue to live in this type of chaotic world. I know that he believes that with all the awakenings and the positive belief and realizing what the truth is, the out of harmony balance will go back into the way it was. I don't know that that's true. I don't know that humanity was even good in the beginning. I mean, who knows? Who knows what is in us? We're just living an experience, right? So I don't know if we're just sort of being manipulated, and this is what we're seeing through our view, right? Through our biological computer. It's a very complicated topic, but I mean, the point is, I just can't get over how much bullshit there is, you know what I mean? This is part of the reason why I started this channel, because everywhere you go, everyone is sort of sleepwalking in a repetitive loop in life, and everyone is okay with it. We've basically normalized all the insane things that humans do, all the crazy, sick things that humans do. When people see crime on TV, depending on where you are in the world, it affects a person differently. The shock value isn't there. Like here in Brazil, not much shock value. People have seen it all the time. Unless it happens to them directly, they're probably not going to be that shocked. So I'm still trying to accept the world for what it is. I'm not going to stop talking about what I believe is the reality of this world. And I still do believe that it's possible to maybe get to a better place. I don't know. I don't know why I have this hope sometimes, this shed of hope. I don't know. Sliver of hope, I should say, not shed of hope. A sliver of hope. That's still, maybe because of the old way of thinking. I don't know. But I see so much damn suffering, so much suffering. And then there's people that will be like, well, this is to learn something. This is a lesson. We're here to learn. It's the school. The earth is a giant school. I find that completely and utterly a bullshit excuse or a bullshit reason. And if you don't realize where we're at, you're doomed to come back here and repeat it. Who would want to do that? Who would want to come back here in some sort of reincarnation? Now, I don't know that you'll remember your past life through reincarnation, but your inner essence will probably recognize it. I mean, a lot of people have, there's been a lot of stories of people who've had like premonitions of past lives. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard it's happened. And it's kind of like the mind of the past or a previous life kind of giving glimpses of that previous life, whether it be 200 years ago or whatever. But I've heard stories and I've heard accounts regarding that. But why do I keep having hope in humanity when I see the ugliness of humanity? I mean, it's just absolutely insane. I don't, generally speaking, I don't have faith in humanity. I don't have the belief that humanity is going to evolve to a better, and I don't mean evolve like as a species, I mean evolution of the mentality as to better society, become just, especially since we have this external force controlling those at the top of the pyramid, which in turn is controlling the rest of the world. I mean, unless we remove that problem and humanity sort of all awakens and realizes that we're one consciousness against this force, I don't see improvements happening. It's just, you know, I've had a lot of people say, you only talk about negative stuff, or you don't talk about positive stuff, because there isn't any real positive change happening. There really isn't. And when there is, it's fake. It's usually under a different category or something. I'll give you an example. On YouTube or whatever, I'll use YouTube. You see people have channels, and I'm a huge pet lover. So you see these channels popping up all over the place. I know YouTube was cracking down on some of them, but it's very hard to differentiate. Channels who do rescues of like abandoned animals or tortured animals or whatever, right? And they quote unquote rescue them. And it was I'm sure they exist. I'm sure there's real people out there who do want to save them. But I'm like, if you're gonna save an animal in that's desperate for help, why do you whip out the camera and you're filming it? Well, like, just help the animal. I get it. It's about the money. But the thing is, a lot of these channels were intentionally putting animals in these positions to be able to film and monetize their channel and yada yada. This is the sick world we live in. Sick world we live in. So it's best not to have hope in humanity, because you're just wasting your time. You're just wasting your energy. I don't know why it sometimes comes back to me to have a little bit of hope. I guess because there's none of that information that shows that it's going in a positive direction. I guess that's what it is. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Do you have hope in humanity? I know most of you guys are probably going to say no to that. The religious people will probably come up and start saying they have faith in Christ or whatever, and that they're going to save us. But let me know what you guys think about having hope or faith in humanity, if it's a lost cause. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys soon in the next video. Bye for now.